Olá pessoal do The Anime, hoje estou aqui com a Pilar Pueblita da Nintendo para a gente poder conversar um pouquinho sobre os planos da Nintendo do futuro. Tem algumas pesquisas, algumas perguntas que vocês fizeram nas redes sociais que eu vou passar aqui para ela e quero saber também um pouco sobre como que está sendo para a Nintendo aqui na Gamescom. Pilar, it's so great to be here with you again. Thank you so much for having me.
No, thank you so much for your time, for being here. I'm very excited here in Brazil. Every time I'm in Brazil, I'm happy. This is the 5th time that I'm in Brazil, and I'm going to tell you guys, Brazil has a very special place in my heart now. I love Nintendistas.
Brazil loves Nintendo too, and I loved how Nintendo actually brought that Nintendistas name that was created by the fans, and now we have our own name. Nintendistas is the official Brazilian Nintendo fan name, right?
It's actually really good to see the love of the fans here in Brazil. We saw a lot of passion, so very excited, guys.
Thank you so much. And I want to know, how has Gamescom been for Nintendo? Were you able to talk to many developers and straighten the relationship with Brazilian community?
Well, Gamescom itself is, I will say, that very symbolic happening here in Brazil and happening in Latin America. So I definitely see that we are in a very good position as the industry in the region, and supporting the industry in the region as participating in events like this one is just a way to support the region and the country in this case. So as you know, Brazil is a business priority for Nintendo of America. Mexico and Brazil has an important priority for the company. So being in events like this one, Gamescom LATAM, not only it's good as me as Latina, but it's good to support the region. So the industry in the region is important.
This is super great to hear. E galera, eu acho legal a gente até salientar isso aqui, como a Nintendo tem o Brasil como uma prioridade mesmo. A Nintendo se importa aqui com a nossa região, tá em todos os eventos, tá aqui na Gamescom. This is great for us to hear. Pilar, I have some questions about the community asked. They really want to know like some details about the future Nintendo plans. And one question that was asked was about physical media. You know, we have seen Nintendo bringing all the new games, even day one in Brazil, which is great for the fans. But there was one time last year that you also brought some popular games from the past. Do you plan to bring more games that were there maybe are not in the catalog for physical media in Brazil, but they were already released and not maybe new releases?
For now, we don't have plans for bringing some of the releases that they are available in the market. We are now focusing on what is coming. So one example that I can give you is yesterday we celebrated the release of Luigi's Mansion 2 HD, and in the day of the release yesterday, the physical version of the game is available here in Brazil. The same happened with all the first-party titles during the first half of the 2024. Now we are working to bring that experience, so I cannot confirm yet that all the upcoming titles, the ones that we are going to have in the remaining of the year, are going to be on the day one. This is the goal. We are working for that, so stay tuned. We always are very open in our social media channels to informing the consumers when and where they can find the physical version of the game. So very excited. For now, we have now more than 30 games available in the physical version here in Brazil. So they are able to find them in selected retailer, and we are working for that. So the idea and the goal is bringing at the day one for the upcoming ones, but be patient, and we are going to inform you when you get it.
Yeah, we as fans, we notice, like it's been ramping up all of the games and available products here in Brazil. And one thing that everyone noticed was the games in Portuguese in the last Nintendo Direct. That was huge for us. And earlier you confirmed as well that we are also having not only text in Portuguese, but some games are getting dubbed in Portuguese. So you're working with local teams here in Brazil to dub some of the games?
As you know, Nintendo doesn't, release the process that they have. What I can tell you, it's very excited. We are very excited with the latest Nintendo Direct. I was very excited, believe me, that the 3 upcoming major titles for the remainder of 2024, they are going to be localized, fully localized in Brazilian Portuguese. We have the Legend of Zelda Echoes of Wisdom, which is actually the first Zelda game, the first game of the Legend of Zelda series available in Brazilian Portuguese. We have Super Mario Party Jamboree that, as we confirm, it has a Brazilian voice. And we have an RPG. The first RPG that we are going to see fully localized in Brazilian Portuguese, Mario and Luigi Brothership in November 7. So we are very excited of how the Brazilian community will enjoy this, and they will have this approach, direct approach, speaking in your language with this kind of title. So seeing an RPG, listening a Brazilian voice, and of course, living the first The Legend of Zelda game that is protagonized by the Princess Zelda, and it's also is going to be available in Brazilian Portuguese. So those are very excited. We know what represent that for the community. Actually, you probably saw that we develop a special video for announcing the localization, because we know how important it is for the community, for the fan base of Zelda in Brazil. So very excited for what the Nintendo Direct, the latest one, represent for the Brazilian community. And we invite the people, and invite the Nintendistas, and invite the Zelda fans, and invite the Nintendo fans to enjoy those games in their own language. So very, very excited for those titles.
Yeah, us too. All the new games in Portuguese, that's great. Thank you so much for this. We've been waiting for so long to have all the games in Portuguese, and see that this is happening now. It's great for us. People also ask me to ask about Pokémon in Portuguese as well, and maybe Metroid Prime. Do we have that information already?
I will start with you asked for Pokémon. You probably remember that previous the launch of Pokémon Scarlet and Pokémon Violet, the Pokémon company announced that they are working to expand the localization of the Pokémon games to other languages. And they mentioned Latin American Spanish and Brazilian Portuguese. But the reason of why they mentioned that was for making clear that to the consumers that Pokémon Scarlet and Pokémon Violet won't have the localization in Brazilian Portuguese. So what is happening with the upcoming title is something that Pokémon will inform you in the moment. So we know that they are considering expand the localization to other languages, including the ones that I already mentioned, but we don't have any new information. So I think that we need to wait to see when Pokémon Company will announce something new or an update on that side. So for now, we don't have nothing to say, but it's something that Pokémon already confirmed that it's evaluating.
Yeah, really hoping for that. It's very special for us. What about Metroid?
The only information that I have to Metroid is the same that you saw in the latest Nintendo Direct. So it's coming 2025, but I don't know anything else. So as soon as we have new information to share, and new information that it's related to the Brazilian market as the localization possible, we'll inform. But for now, the only information that I have to share is what we saw in the latest Nintendo Direct. The Metroid Prime 4 Beyond is going to be in 2025, but I don't have more.
It's my most anticipated game. I'm super excited about that one. And talking about the Brazilian markets now, Nintendo is very present on social media.
Yeah.
But to watch the Nintendo Directs in Portuguese, we usually watch from Nintendo Portugal. But Brazil is kind of like part of Nintendo of America. Is it in the plans of Nintendo to maybe expand the social media to YouTube as well, to have a Brazilian YouTube channel?
Related to the strategy for social media channels, we don't have plans for expand to more than the ones that we have. So we are currently operating Facebook, Instagram, and X, like official Nintendo accounts for the Brazilian market, with all the content is primary in Brazilian Portuguese. Not plans for expansion, but as soon as we have something to share, we will see. But for now, we don't have plans for that profile particularly.
Well, it's good to see many videos in Portuguese in the official Nintendo of America YouTube channel as well, like the Kirby videos and some orchestra videos. So, yeah.
Princess Peach Showtime also had a lot of content in Brazilian Portuguese. So, again, as Bill mentioned already, at the beginning we asked you for patience, and we now are seeing results on the way that we communicate to the Brazilian community. So we are going to see, or we expand, and the goal is to see more and more content in Brazilian Portuguese. But for now, the opening of a new Brazilian YouTube channel is not in our plans. But of course, as soon as we have something new to confirm, we are going to inform you.
Thank you so much. What about other products in Brazil? We're seeing many of the controllers, the special editions and everything, but the fans really want to be able to access maybe My Nintendo physical products or amiibos, and even the Nintendo Switch Online controllers, like the NES controllers, the Nintendo 64. Is Nintendo bringing those to Brazil?
Okay, I'm going to, go to this answer like step by step because
Okay.
you mentioned many things. So I'm going to start with some of, special editions or something. Some of the special editions that Nintendo recently announced, for example, we are going to start in July 18. We are going to have a Nintendo World Championship. This game is going to be available here in Brazil. It also has all the menus and directions available in Brazilian Portuguese. So we consider a game localized in Brazilian Portuguese. All the directions for mini games, they are going to be in Brazilian Portuguese, but the footage for the classic games itself, they are not gonna be available. So, but expect the directions, the menus, etc. from that game in Brazilian Portuguese as well. But that game is going to bring also the lock set, with this beautiful golden cartridge and cards, collectible cards. This deluxe set is going to be available in Brazil. We don't have yet the official date when it's going to be available, but it's coming. And it's the same happening with the Nintendo Switch Lite Hero editions that Nintendo announced in the latest Nintendo Direct. That edition of the Nintendo Switch Lite is going to come to Brazil. It's coming in a later date to the release. The release of that system is going to be the same as the Legend of Zelda Echoes of Wisdom on September 26th. But to Brazil is going to arrive in a later date. We are going to inform through our social channels when. But this is an example of Nintendo bringing more special editions products to the country. So what we are doing is being very transparent with the consumers in Brazil. And every time that we have something of the special editions or products, additional products coming to the country, we are informing you in advance for be prepared, of course. This is related to special editions. Now I'm gonna go to the My Nintendo physical rewards. So let's talk about a little bit what My Nintendo is. These physical rewards where the consumers, they got access to get platinum points, gold points, etc. So the consumers in Brazil, creating a Nintendo account, they are able to obtain these kind of points. All the digital rewards are available in Brazil. So all those stuff. What is happening with physical rewards? Again, we are going step by step. One of the things that you are seeing related to My Nintendo, the My Nintendo Rewards program, is here in Gamescom Latin America. We have a special area when we are bringing one official My Nintendo physical rewards, and we are giving them to the consumers here. So they need to bring their QR code, that is linked to the My Nintendo account and the My Nintendo physical rewards programs, and they can scan and give them. So this is just, the step by steps that we are seeing. In the previous events, Nintendo also brought those physical rewards that they are exclusive for My Nintendo and they are official Nintendo products. So this is another way that the consumers in Brazil can get access. We don't have yet something new to share related to other ones, but as soon as we have something, of course, we are going to announce it. But what is important to say is, in a sort of way, the fans in Brazil can get this kind of digital rewards, participating in these kind of events for physical rewards. So, step by step. And the last questions related to the controllers, the ones that they are available for Nintendo Switch Online service. Those we don't have any comments or plans to bring them, but I'm gonna say the same. If we have any news to share related to these products, we are going to announce you. But for now, we don't have any plans for bringing to the country.
Thank you so much, Pilar. Maybe one last question.
Yes.
The fans really want to know about Nintendo's next systems. And I know you cannot share so much right now. I know it's difficult. But the main worry about the Nintendo fans is about the games that they bought in their Nintendo account. If they're going to be able to keep accessing those games in future Nintendo platforms.
The only information that I have related to the successor of the Nintendo Switch is what the Mr. Furukawa tweeted some weeks ago, that there's going to be an announcement related to the successor of the Nintendo Switch in any time during the current fiscal year. So I don't have information, I don't know anything related to the successor of the Nintendo Switch, and the only thing that we have to do is wait for when Nintendo is ready to share something related. But we know by sure, because the president of Nintendo already said it, it's going to be something, an announcement coming related to that anytime during the fiscal year. So stay tuned, and we are going to be waiting.
We're super excited to hear more about it. Thank you so much, Pilar. It was great to talk to you. You want to send a message to the fans?
All the fans here in Brazil, thank you so much for all the passion. It's really, really nice to see every time here in Brazil, everyone is happy here in the Nintendo booth, interacting with our characters, playing our games. The mission of Nintendo is putting smiles in the people's faces. I'm very happy that every time that I'm here in Brazil, I'm seeing tons of Brazilian smiles. So thank you so much for all your passion, and I keep enjoying all the upcoming titles from Nintendo for the Nintendo Switch system available in Brazilian Portuguese. Thank you so much for all your passion.
É isso aí, meus amigos. Pilar Pueblita, muito obrigado a todos que assistiram. Lembrem-se de se inscreverem aqui e ficarem ligados nas redes do The Anime para toda a cobertura da Gamescom. Muito obrigado, Pilar. Tchau, tchau.
Bye.